welcome to one of the greatest spectacles in motorsport, as we are ready for the cars to roll off out of the pit lane. This is a united sports car series, and it's coming of age today.
Can you talk to me about the track out there? What's the track like?
The Rolex 24 is a brutal, hard, aggressive race. The highest level teams, the highest level drivers.
It's survival. That's what it really feels like. It's really difficult to survive the night.
Weather, pretty stretches. This lap, let's put a bit of wet on.
Mentally, it's tough. It's the first race of the year for us. The night is quite long as well here for us drivers. You feel like the sun goes down super quick, and it's just dark and cold for a long time.
So it's really a race of survival for 18, 20 hours, and then it's go time when you know you start to see the light.
It's imperative for 24 hours that you make zero mistakes. None. You can't. Every step that you take, every turn of the wheel, every glance at the mirror, everything that you do for 24 hours, that your teammates do, that your pit crew does, has to be spot on. It has to be by the book, and that's the only way that you're going to win it.
Daytona Beach, Florida, was destined for speed. It is long, flat, and very firm. The sand is said to pack as hard as cement, a veritable mecca for speed demons. The 1930s was a watershed decade for automobile technology. The automobile had captured the public imagination. It was the machine man's dreams were made of. British daredevil Sir Malcolm Campbell, known as the Speed King, set 9 world land speed records, 5 of them on the beach at Daytona, Florida, driving his famous Bluebird. He was the first man to break the 300 miles per hour mark, wearing his trusted Rolex Oyster. As motorsport evolved, the demand for a watch that drivers could use to time their laps and measure speeds was growing exponentially. Rolex had been producing wrist chronographs since the early 1930s. By the end of the decade, they launched the Oyster chronograph with its patented waterproof case. Its durability and accuracy, combined with a tachymetric scale on the dial to measure average speed, made it the incomparable timing device for race car drivers. In 1936, the action turned to stock car racing, with the introduction of the most spectacular race course in motorsport's history, the Daytona Beach Road course. It ran half on the beach and half on a narrow back road along the ocean. By the mid-1950s, plans were laid for a permanent track. A superspeedway was built, featuring giant 31-degree bankings in the turns for maximum velocity. Inaugurated in 1959, it was called the Daytona International Speedway. It hosted its first sports car endurance race in 1962. In 1966, the race was extended to the same 24-hour length as the iconic Le Mans race. It became the longest endurance race in North America, and one leg of the informal Triple Crown of endurance racing: Daytona, Sebring, and Le Mans. In 1992, Rolex extended its involvement by becoming title sponsor of the 24-hour race. Since then, the event has been known as the Rolex 24 at Daytona, or simply the Rolex. With its unique combination of a banked speedway, road course, and its 12 hours of night driving, the Rolex 24 at Daytona is regarded by many champions to be the toughest endurance race to win. Today, Daytona retains the magic it possessed at the turn of the century. Although the surface is no longer sand, the quest for endurance, for speed, for breaking of new barriers lives on.
Welcome to the World Center of Racing. A new season for the North American Endurance Championship is upon us, with much anticipation building through the off-season, starting the new year with one of the toughest endurance races in the world, the 55th running of the Rolex 24 at Daytona. Since 1962, racing legends have come here to compete in this heart-wrenching 24 hours marathon, considered as one of the crown jewels of endurance racing in the world. International racing superstars have gathered here to compete in one of the most unique and demanding challenges in motorsports. This 24 hours endurance competition brings simply the best. Racing championship winning drivers from the top series in sports cars, stock cars, Indy cars, and even Formula One are here. The Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona begins today. 55 cars, 215 drivers, and 14 world-class manufacturers competing. History unveils in the spirit of competition.
I've been racing cars in America since 1990. I've never missed a year. So the Cadillac program really took its toll on me, both running the program and trying to drive all at the same time. It was really, really hard. So when it stopped, it was almost a relief. But I felt, after that, would this Cadillac program ever come back again? Because I felt there was so much unfinished business. The hardest thing is to build a racing car and debut it at a long distance race. It is really hard. Now we're going to start at Daytona and then go to Sebring. The car could break down for some 20-cent little piece, So there was a lot hinging on this race.
Yeah, this is a dream come true for me. I've driven a lot of cool race cars over the years, from sprint cars, NASCAR. I've driven a Formula One car, and I've participated in the 24-hour race in the prototype class before, but to actually get to be behind the wheel of one of these amazing cars and be out there, competing is something I always dreamed about doing.
It's incredible kind of working with Jeff Gordon. I mean, when I first met him, it was kind of intimidating, but he just turns out he's just a normal person, very humble and wanting to learn about sports car racing. And
he could have come into the team and told us he knows everything, and we would have believed him. And he could have told us about sports car racing, and we would have listened to every single word he had to say. But he didn't do that. He came in very humble. For a young driver, that was a great lesson on no matter what you've accomplished, you're not going to accomplish more than Jeff Gordon, and he still comes into the room with an open mind, wanting to learn more.
Such a big star, and having him with us, there's so much to learn, especially here in Daytona. I always had the same question every year, how to do the NASCAR 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the correct line, the correct way, and the steering wheel position. And I believe that is the only one that can teach me how to get better in those 4 corners.
I think the Rolex is kind of our home race. I remember being here when my dad won in 2005, and I was here in '96 when he won it, so.
But this is Wayne Taylor's moment. And to win a classic like this is just unbelievable.
It's kind of been special to us. We've finished second, I think, 4 times now on the lead lap.
Just finishing second every year, almost every year, it's kind of very tough on Monday. And I hope this year is not going to be another year like that.
To win at Daytona would be absolutely amazing, and we've had so many close runs. To do it this year with a brand new car, kind of starting a brand new era would be amazing. And I think we've got all the right pieces in place with Jeff and Jordan and Max, and Cadillac and all of our guys that always do such a great job.
Going from Chevrolet to Cadillac is very exciting for us. It's a new brand for us, the new car. Everything's an upgrade. It's cool to be involved in a car from the ground up now. Straight from the factory, we did the first laps with it, so.
This is a proper prototype. You know, from the ground up, it is ultra stiff. Everything it does really well. It's super responsive, and to come here to Daytona for the first race is just going to be something special.
I believe finally we have a car with buttons and not switches, so it's pretty modern. I think the level of competition is so high, and we have so many cars on the track, that it's going to be really a tough race to win.
You know, I'm driven in unique ways when it comes to competition in a race car. Yes, I want it, but I know how passionate Wayne Taylor is about this race and how passionate this team is about winning this race. And that's what's motivating me to go out and do my job, give them 100% of every ability that I have, put in as much effort as I possibly can to be a part of this team and help them go achieve that goal. And to be a part of that would be an amazing accomplishment for me.
The greatest names in automotive history compete here. 4 classes racing at once. The prototype class. The fastest and most technologically advanced cars in North America. 600 horsepower. Top speed, 200 miles per hour. Cadillac returns with American muscle and European aero. The new Mazda RT24P. The Nissan Nismo DPI. Competing for automotive supremacy. The GT Le Mans class. A sports car laboratory for leading manufacturers. Top speed 180 miles per hour. 525 horsepower. The Ferrari 488. The BMW M6. The Porsche RSR. The Corvette C7R. The Ford GT. Executing perfection. The GT Daytona class. Green number panel. 175 miles per hour at top speed, 500 horsepower. The Lexus RCF. The Mercedes AMG. The Acura NSX. The Porsche 911R. The Ferrari 488. The Lamborghini Huracan. The Audi R8 LMS. The BMW M6. History unveils, in the spirit of competition.
I'm Cooper McNeil, driver of the number 50 WeatherTech AMG Mercedes GT3, and I'm going to take you guys for a lap around Daytona International Speedway. Here we are, Daytona International Speedway, coming across the start-finish line here, 175 miles an hour in 6th gear, hard on the brakes into turn 1. It's important to stay close to the grass there. Down to 2nd gear, get right up to the wall right there, start feeding in throttle nice and smooth. Use all the exit road here to maximize your exit. Touch these curbs a little bit. Down to turn 3, the first horseshoe. It's very tricky. Down to 2nd gear. We just missed the apex a little bit right there due to a little understeer. Hard on the throttle, grabbing gears, 3rd, 4th, 5th, coming up to the kink here. The kink is flat in this car. It's very comfortable, smooth, and fast. So this corner is very, very fast and flat. We track out all the way, and we stay to the right side of the road, entering turn 5. Down to the curbs to help the car turn a little bit, help the front end get its rotation. Grabbing gears on the exit, flat, hard on the gas. Down, hard on the brakes to turn 6. Down to 2nd gear. It's important to stay tight here to maximize your exit out onto the Daytona International Speedway banking here. It's very easy to make up time on the banking here, getting good exits out of these slow corners. The trick is to make sure you maximize the exit, but don't get too much oversteer to ruin the lap time. If there's a car in front, it's important to draft them because you can also make up a lot of lap time doing that. Here we are coming up to the bus stop. 3-board, 2-board, hard on the brakes. down to third gear. We use all the curb here, a little bit here, and then start feeding in more throttle very smoothly because there's a few bumps in the middle of the corner there, and if you hit them too hard with too much throttle and too much steering angle in the wheel, then you get sideways and loose and you kill your lap time. Back out of the banking, up through the gears, 4th, 5th, 6th, doing about 170 miles an hour here, and shortly up here is the start-finish line, and that's a lap here at Daytona International Speedway.
Daytona Beach, playground for many parts of the United States and for most of the year a holiday destination, but just a couple of 3 miles back from the sand, one of the most awesome racetracks in the world. 43-degree banking on the turns and a tricky extra mile of the infield circuit on the northern coast of Florida as the cars are rolling out just over 3.5 miles, 12 corners, including all 4 corners on the speedway. Reporting team getting ready for their first qualifying.
Oh, this is fantastic. 17 manufacturers represented through 2 racing series, 14 just in the WeatherTech series alone. It's the most ever at the 24 Hours of Daytona. This is absolutely fantastic.
Pit lane has seldom looked better. 1 or 2 of the cars already angled out towards the acceleration lane.
Qualifying for the GTD class starts now.
We are live in sound and vision for this first of the qualifying sessions. This for the GT cars. The cars beginning to get up to speed on the high banking. Well, we have got a race breaking out in the qualifying session. It's coming off the high banks and heading down into turn number 1. Lexus versus Lamborghini. Big slide from the Lamborghini as well. Lexus making their debut in the IMSA Championship. We were hoping to see them at some stage last year. The number 14 car. That looks a very stable platform for the number 14. It's one of 2 entries from 3GT Racing, and this is where it starts to get just a little bit more important for the teams. 49.4 for the other new team this year, the Acura NSX with Jeff Siegel at the wheel. This is the number 86 car, which is one of the 2 Michael Shank Racing machine. 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go. And it is still Ferrari, Aston, Porsche, Lamborghini, Audi. 2 Lamborghinis having a bit of a scrap out on the circuit. And again, the 57 car back out of the pits, but going slowly. Then checkered flag is out. Balzac in the pit lane.
Does improve. Oh man, look at that, just 0.018 seconds behind was just the other Ferrari. Wow. Yeah, that is close. 47.099 to 47.117. The 2 Ferraris then, they got a half a second in hand, 6 tenths in fact over Marco Sorensen in 3rd place in the Aston Martin.
And Balzan does that courtesy of the fastest middle sector of the session.
Yeah, Alessandro did an incredible job. We prepared very well the quali, so we find a good and clear lap for him. So happy. Good start for the race. So now we need to be focused. The race is very long. We need to be all on a good pace as Alessandro. But the car is looking well for now. So let's hope keep it like this.
Qualifying for the GTLM class starts now.
Clock is ticking, already under 13 minutes to go as out onto the banking goes that number 4 Corvette. And a very similar colour scheme. Both vets will come directly back into the pit lane, having done a recon lap. It's the Ford's joint hand behind the wheel of the 66, Richard Westbrook, the 67, Ollie Clark, the 68, Harry Tinknell, Ollie Clark 2. 911 Patrick Pele. Oh, he's got a very good lap going, as has his teammate Kevin Estre, a few yards behind him on the racetrack. But the first fast lap goes to Ford and to Joey Hand. 1:45.2 Oh, Ford off. Ford off in the grass on the infield. That is damage for the third position car of Olivier Plat, and that car is in the grass on the infield.
Elander now up into fourth place, and we've got the Ferrari up kind of 44.1. That's the only GTLM Ferrari in the field.
Check flag is out. Joy Hunt is in the pit lane. It looks like 66, 67, 68 and 62 will be the top four. Oh, come on, guys. That's, I mean, just not good enough, really. Checkered flag out. So we can indeed now congratulate Joy Hunt as another pole sitter in GTLM.
You know, we feel like we got a good shot at this one. We feel like we're a lot more, obviously, prepared. We just go drive around for 24 hours, and I hope to get in the car in the morning, Sunday morning, and be in good shape so we can go race for a win.
So we come to the big guns.
Qualifying for the prototype class starts now.
And will it be one of the new cars? Will it be one of the global cars? Who will we see going out early? Who will gamble? But this, we are stepping literally into the unknown here as we release a brand new Formula onto the track for the first time.
Really exciting stuff. I mean, I think this is the future of sports car racing, prototype sports car racing. I think it's brilliant, and I love it. I love these little styling cues that the cars have to their road car counterparts. The DPI for Daytona Prototype International. Those are the non-FIA spec cars who are running in this field.
Mazda 55 on track at the moment with Jonathan Bomarito, the other Mazda, Joel Miller at the wheel. Ricky Taylor is in the Wayne Taylor Racing Cadillac, 37-1 for that car. My goodness, that's not hanging about. Joao Barbosa in the Action Express Cadillac in second position with a 37-9. Brendan Hartley has been given qualifying duties in the Nismo Ligier. Ricky Taylor in the pit lane, as Jeremy mentioned.
Improvement for Dane Cameron, but still fourth. 37.438 for Dane Cameron against a 137.433 for Neil Jarni in car number 13, so nothing between those two.
Dave Cameron had a good lap last time around, as did Hartley, as did Steve Simpson and Tom Kimber-Smith. Interesting mix there. We've got the manufacturer cars first and second, global car third.
Joao Barbosa has just brought number 5 car onto pit lane, quickest with a half a minute to go in this session. Ricky Taylor's out of his car. So the top 4 now covered by just .266 as the checkered flag waves.
Yeah, I mean, it's really surprising. We've been working a lot during even this today. The car changed a lot compared to what we experienced before in the December test, but I pushed really hard. It took a little bit for the tires to come up to temperature, but the car was really good. The Cadillac ran really flawless. Usually we race a lot better than we qualify, so I'm really looking forward to the race. Obviously, all the pace is really competitive. It's going to be a tremendous race for this new era with these new prototypes, and hopefully qualifying is only good for what it is. A race is 24 hours, so it's a long way to go. Qualifying means almost nothing.
Welcome to one of the greatest spectacles in motorsport as we are ready for the cars to roll off out of the pit lane. If at this moment you don't feel a twinge of excitement, if your heart is not beating a little bit faster, then you have no place calling yourself a motorsport fan of whatever colour, shape or form. Put aside all of the worries of the past. This is a united sports car series in every way, shape or form, and it's coming of age today.
The first pole position in the qualifying session went to Portuguese driver Joao Barbosa in his brand new Cadillac DPI VR. Drivers from all over the world are here.
It's a tough way to start a season with a 24-hour race, and especially this 24-hour race. It's a tough one. Lots of cars out there, really strong competition in GT GTLM?
This is a dream come true for me. I have never had a chance to drive a car in a race, in competition like this.
I like watches and I really want to win one, so it's all about.
Here it is, the big prize that every driver will be competing for, the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Daytona Chronograph.
Well, certainly not having the responsibility of being in the Cup car helps me get prepared, get with the team and learn this car. My teammates have been amazing at Wayne Taylor Racing. And when Wayne Taylor called me and he said, would you like to come back and drive in 24 hours? I said, I would. He goes, and then take a look at this Cadillac. And I said, I'm absolutely coming. It's an amazing car. It's been an amazing experience and can't wait to get it all started. These guys have a lot of fun, but take it very serious. And I've had a blast interacting with them. I think I've probably gained quite a few followers on Twitter and social media because of these guys.
I'm number 2 in all-time wins in America, almost number 1. I'm number 1 in all-time poles. And the new highlight of my career is driving the John Baldessari art car. That is the peak of my career, and it is a huge honor to be able to drive it. When it comes down pit lane and I look at it, it is an amazing, valuable work of art. I see it, I realize it. The moment I sit behind it, it's my office, it's where I do my job, and I will drive it as hard as any car that I've ever driven. And if I have to move somebody out of the way, then I'm doing it with a piece of art. I'm gonna have to get in there. The object here is to win, and we'll do what it takes to win.
For us, we're taking this as not just a test session, but get through the 24. Even if we have issues, we get the car fixed. A lot of great guys on a team, the 15 car, the sister car. We are so anxious to get this whole thing going. There's been so much talk and so much anticipation, but again, it all starts now.
And another motorsport legend with a Rolex 24 all-over win, as well as having multiple IndyCar championships and Indy 500 wins under his belt, is Dario Franchitti. Let's join him now for the command that everyone is waiting for.
It's that time. Please welcome today's Grand Marshal, legendary open-wheel racer and 2008 Rolex 24 at Daytona champion, Dario Franchitti, for the most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
Look at here in front of us, there's a lot of people here in the grandstands, and it's super to see. Great atmosphere here, so much enthusiasm for this new brand of motorsport.
Have a nice trouble-free 24 hours. Yeah, copy that, buddy. Happy to be here. Let's go get this one. All right, bud. Lights out on the pace car. We're going green this time by. Going green this time by. Green, green, green. Still outside right here.
Get on your feet. You will be able to say that you were here at the start of a brand new endurance era. Joao Barbosa and his teammate Dane Cameron from Action Express, and Joao Barbosa jumps out straight away as we go green.
Still out there. By half out back in line with the Ferrari.
The 55th running of the Rolex 24 Hours from Daytona International Speedway. Alessandro Perguidi leads for Ferrari, the 51 machine, with Marco Sorensen for Aston Martin in second, and Alessandro Balzan has third position. Bus stop over the curb, and Dane Cameron takes the lead. Now if he holds on to that, that will be our first lead change of the 2017 in GTLM. There's battles as well. My goodness, where do we look at the moment as the 62 Tony Villander has caught right up with the leader. Oh, has got the 14 Lexus, just when we were talking out at the same place that Loic Duval went off. The car has hit the wall on driver's left coming out of turn 1 and 2. Pits are closed, and that is big damage. Oh, just what you don't want to see. The rain is getting heavier.
Car's looking low on the apron. Inside. Clear now, clear. 8 degrees away from driving on ice is where you're at this point.
it's like taking at least one of your senses away.
Time speeds up, it slows down, it melts. You may be out there for 3 hours at a time, but you can't recall any one particular moment.
All the sacrifice, all the hard work, all the dedication you put into training to prepare for a race like this, to win this would validate everything that you do and everything that you try.
It's very hard to luck into this win. You might luck into the win because somebody crashed on the last lap, but you still were there to get it done. Most cars aren't.
A lot of mistakes happen at the night. The field will be thinned out at the night. When the sun comes back up, the field looks a lot different. The drivers look a lot different. The cars look a lot different.
Someone will wake you up. It's right when you're starting to move again after being still for a little while that you're starting to become aware of how sore you are. Then the nerves start to come in. As you're getting ready, as you're getting dressed to go back out there, you're starting to think about what you're about to have to do. Nerves are starting to build even more. I'm as prepared for that moment as I can be.
Left front is done in 9 seconds. Left front is done. Right front done in 20 seconds. Left rear done. Drop the car. Drop the car. 25 seconds. Storage done. Start the car. Start the car. Get started. Reset fuel. 30 seconds. Gonna go about 45 seconds here. 35. 37. 38, 39, 40.
When you get into that car, you're in your own world.
5, go, 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 go.
To receive Jeff Gordon.
Indeed, Jeff Gordon was the man who had the big scrum around him.
Quicker than in qualifying. In GTD, the leaders are turning just about the same lap times as within qualifying. There's 21 cars, however, have set the time in GTD within 1 second.
Outside, clear.
And I think he's just dived down the inside. There's a blast of light.
As the number 10 Wayne Taylor racing car had its driver change, Ricky Taylor having taken over from Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon doesn't think have a single stint, but Ricky has stayed out through this caution period.
4 wide. I've never seen that before. Coming off NASCAR Turn 4 in the wet. In the wet.
Should be absolutely fine. A great skyline, Jeremy, as we look out from our commentary box, because the fireworks have started, an annual highlight of the Rolex 24 Hours. Just a little before 10 o'clock these fireworks kicked in, and we've now got 16 hours and a half to go.
I've been second, I've been third. I've been so close to that watch that they present you at the top step. I want that watch. I can go buy a Rolex Daytona if I want. I won't. Ever. I want that one.
Here's that Ferrari again. It's very slippery, that Ferrari. We've seen it before, and again he's got a draft here on the Ford going down the back straight towards the bus stop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
He did have the inside line. This is what, of course, Billy Johnson didn't have on Ticknall.
There's number 63 Ferrari, the class leader in GTD, has come to a smoky halt.
Taylor down the inside, into the bus stop, sort of gets it done and somehow manages to keep the car off the grass coming into the middle portion. I've no clue how he did that. I was expecting to say he's gone through, but he's on the grass. Lead battle goes into turn one and somehow Jerome Blinkemolen holds on to it in the AMG. The Mercedes-Benz has the Audi and the Porsche now all over. 3 cars looking for space on the racetrack where really there's only space for probably 1.5. The
Watch him to jump and start here. If I can't pass until the green, he might try to jump it. Rolling. Rolling. Green, green, green. Everybody stand up here right now. We don't have enough.
Now, why are the yellow flags out? It is a full course caution, and there's a car off the 93 machine.
Is this a short yellow? Correct, short yellow. Prepare for the restart. Spotter will call the green. IMSA's warning car 5 about their acceleration. All right, Ricky, be ready. He's rolling. Rolling, green, green, green. Clear. Let's go get him.
And the number 10 car is tucked into the draft now of the number 5.
And Albuquerque goes wide. Contact out front, coming out of turn number 1 there. Was that a slight error from Philippe Albuquerque, just going a little too deep
Ricky
into
just
turn.
releases that brake pedal like Dirk Mueller did, but he was not close enough, guys.
Stay focused, Ricky. Let's bring it home. Stay focused.
Checker flag being displayed to Ricky Taylor, who wins the Rolex 24 by 0.671 of a second. And Wayne Taylor cannot believe it down there in Wayne Taylor Racing's pit garage.
Good job, good job.
As Michael Christensen is about to cross the line in the number 28 car, the 28 Allegra Motorsport Porsche 911 GT3R and the 911. The Ford GT's working its way out of Speedway Turn 4, and Dirk Muller for the 66 crew about to come over the line. The ESMs are going to finish side by side for a photo finish, but it is Ford that win here.
I'm crying, guys. Thanks so much.
The end, and Ford win GTLM 52 years after the first of 2 overall wins by the Ford GT40, and you can tell the family resemblance, I'd say, between the Ford GT40 and the Ford GT.
Just relief. I mean, we've come so close so many times, and to be honest, I'm just proud of my brother. He made it happen today, and this all goes out to Konica Minolta and for Cadillac. It's great. I'm speechless.
Congratulations.
He's not normally speechless, Jordan Taylor, but you can hear the emotion there in his voice. Boy, that was a hard-won victory.
The whole team are getting on the Dallara Cadillac to head to
John, it's Nick. Can you throw? I'm going to try to get your hand.
And Nick Damon talking to us there. Nick, that was on air.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know I was on air. I do apologise. Down now with in the celebration of Ford, just trying to go a quick word with Joey Ham from the 66. Joey, fantastic result. You won.
Look what we did in 1 year. You know, this is the first
race was 1 year ago with this car. So, you know, we've won Le Mans since then. Now we've won Daytona. I told my family, I told my wife and kids, I said I had a good feeling about this before I even left home, and it all was playing out. I was telling you, it's all playing out the way we thought, and just had a good race car. We kept it clean. We did what we needed to do, and Dirk, he was the man at the end. He got it done. He was in a tough situation, and he made it happen. So thanks to my German brother from another mother, he pulled through, and we got another one here.
I don't have words for this, you know. Ricky and Jordan have always been just really, really special kids, and it's funny, most time when anybody comes and says anything to me about them, it's about what good kids they are. It's not about how fast they are, which is what I always wanted to do. And you know, for Ricky, he's had a rougher time. Jordan's had a better success road up to this point. But we always knew that Ricky was going to pull all this off. And the way he drove against such a classy driver like Albuquerque and stuff, and having Jeff Gordon part of this and my whole family, you know, now I can say I've won it 3 times. I'm just ecstatic. I can never describe what it takes to put this together.
Thank you. Oh, lots of emotion, and as soon as the race ends, the adrenaline starts to fade, and everyone gets very tired very, very quickly. Jeremy Shaw staying with us for the moment. We'll give our pit lane team the chance to perhaps to get a couple more interviews before we wind things up.
Thank you. I mean, unbelievable. I'm speechless. You know, what a drive for Ricky. Unbelievable. I'm just speechless. I don't know how to thank him.
Obviously, what an amazing experience. This experience wouldn't have been the same without Wayne and his passion for this series, for this race. Cadillac and Dallara for this amazing race car. Not just a fast car and a beautiful car, but the strongest car I've ever seen in my life, because I tried to damage the left front, of course, the contact there at the end, but I'm just so honored to be a part of this.
I'm not going to be able to speak now. It's unbelievable. I just have to, we wish Adam was here. His new baby boy Thomas. He stays up all night. He couldn't be here because of his first son, but Adam, this is for you, Max, all the guys, Konica Minolta, Cadillac on debut. What more can we say? I embraced my inner Max the Axe, and he never gives up. He'll stick his nose in anywhere. If he sees a gap, he's gonna go for it, and I didn't know if I was gonna get another chance, so I mean, there's so many people this is for, and I'm just so happy. Yeah, I was devastated after that yellow, and I thought, you know, after that restart when they got the big gap, I didn't know if we'd get another yellow, another shot at it. But man, if I learned one thing from Max, it's just never give up. He's done that thousands of times, and you know, the one thing I've learned is never give up. That strong Italian blood, he's very proud. But I mean, I did it, you know, for so many people. Here's Adam, he's FaceTiming with his baby. Great job, Adam. So, I mean, that was so many things, so many things. That was one area where I knew we were stronger from lap 1. Bye, Adam. From lap 1, and I was waiting for an opportunity to get there. We were doing everything to get a run out of the bus stop. We got a little bit of traffic. I knew I wasn't going to get any closer, and it's from that gap from the kink to the corner where he just opened his hands a little bit. I released the brake and I fully committed, as the Axe would, and you know, he went for it, and I wasn't gonna budge. It's the end of the Rolex 24 at Daytona, Cadillac's debut, and we want to be flying the American flag. You know, they're all about American optimism, and you know, how can you say any more about this?